Hello,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm good. A bit chilly, but good.
It is a bit chilly,
Yeah.
and we're in the Zuiderpark. Hello. People running through
Yes.
this beautiful park,
Yes.
the Zuiderpark in The Hague,
Yeah. It's a
and
sports park.
a sports park.
Yeah.
So a lot of exercise going on around us.
Mm-hmm.
And today I'm welcomed by Izumi
Yes.
from
Izumi, Japan.
Japan. She's gonna tell us all about it. Officially, you're the second
I
Japanese
know. I
person.
heard. I watched the conversation with you with Sayuri-san.
Sayuri-san.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah, I watched it.
And and then I also realized like I don't need to have different people on a public bench from different countries all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to have different people with various
Mm-hmm.
backgrounds.
Yes, she has.
Because Sayuri-san is studying in the
Yes.
Netherlands,
Mm-hmm.
and
She's from Nagasaki, I remember.
yes,
So very far
Nagasaki.
from where I'm coming from.
And you're gonna tell all about it, which is amazing. Um, yeah, and it's dry. The sun is somehow
I missed.
shining.
Yes.
It's a bit raining, but who
Yes.
cares?
No.
Izumi, straight up to you. Welcome to the Good Place series.
Thank you.
You reached
Thank
out to
you.
me
Yes.
because you wanted to share your story,
Mhm.
and I'm always very grateful for people that reach out and say, "Okay, I want to share my story because
Mhm.
maybe it could help other people." And I think
Thank
that's
you.
the beauty of this public bench
Mhm.
and these public bench conversations to talk about life and the place you live in, and yeah, what we value about it. I'm gonna give you the microphone
Mhm.
to introduce yourself
Okay.
and tell us where you're from.
Okay. Hello. My name is Izumi. I'm from Japan. I moved to Netherlands about 5 years ago with my family, like my husband and with 3 children, simply because we wanted to live. My husband and I wanted to live here. Uh, our connection to Netherlands started actually not myself, but with my husband have a good connection with this country. He studied architect, and he loved Dutch architects. And the first job he got after graduating university has a technical agreement with a small Dutch company in nearby Eindhoven. They make mobile architects.
All right.
So the company sent him to the Netherlands when he was young. Like he lived there for 3 months and like 1 week travel, visit. So he's becoming more and more liking Netherlands. He got a custom of drinking a coffee while he was staying in Netherlands. But for me, like I have no connection at the time. And then we met and we got married and we decided to honeymoon trip to Europe.
Okay.
And we chose 3 countries to visit, and one each loved, and the last one, which neither of us never visited. And he chose Netherlands.
Okay.
That was my first visit. Only Amsterdam, and only for I think 2 nights, 3
Okay.
days, very short visit. And at the time, I didn't particularly, I wasn't particularly like strong, like impressed.
Not?
Not like it was only Amsterdam and the only center of the
Okay.
city, and only touristic place. So like it was okay, cute city, but my choice was better. I thought I chose Prague.
Oh, okay.
But after like 3 years after, he changed his profession to like a digital field, and got a chance to do an internship in Dutch digital production firm. I decided to accompany him and ask the company to give me a 3 months leave. It's quite rare to get such a leave from in Japanese company culture.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite rare, so I was very thankful. But these 3 months stay changed my life. Like I enjoyed so much. Like we have a 3 years old girl, like our daughter, back then. So for the 3 months, I just cycle around with my daughter, like sitting in the back,
That's so
and
cute.
in the from the park, that park, and having coffee. And it was April, May, June, so also the season was, the perfect. But we didn't go to Keukenhof.
For those who don't know, Keukenhof
Keukenhof, yeah.
is a flower,
Yeah,
yeah, a
people
flower
ask me.
attraction where there, people visit to see flowers in
Yeah,
bloom.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like if
okay.
Japanese people come to Netherlands around that time, of course you have to.
Buses.
Yeah.
Buses with Japanese people go to the Keukenhof. Yeah.
But I didn't know.
That's good. That's good. You
Yeah.
did a local experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's hit me so hard.
Yeah.
And we decided, okay, we have to come back. And I really
So back then you lived in Amsterdam.
yeah,
Yeah.
3 months nearby artists.
Yeah.
It's also very beautiful neighborhood.
Amsterdam Zoo.
Yeah. So that was how we build a connection
Yeah.
between us and this country. And then still it was not easy to find, to move here. Because to move here we need of course a permit to live and to find a job. And yeah, it wasn't easy, but then we found that there's a business agreement between Netherlands and Japan, and if you start a business here as ZZ Pass, you get a living permit.
As a self-employed person,
Yes.
freelancer.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we decided, okay, let's start a business in Netherlands. It doesn't matter what, just to get a
So
visa.
I could do the same in Japan.
I guess so. Yes, it's
Yeah,
like
why not?
both sides.
Yeah.
I guess the agreement
Okay.
works both
Interesting.
sides. So with small, let's say small investment, and if you keep your income, you can live here.
Yeah.
And luckily, my husband was already independent. I was employed, but he started his business 5 years before we moved, and already had enough number of the clients who agreed to keep working with him even he's far away.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how we came.
So you moved here 5 years ago?
Yes, summer of 2018. So 5 years and a half.
Okay. And where did you move back to? To Amsterdam or to The Hague?
To the Hague, straight to the Hague.
So why The Hague? That's the main question.
Oh yeah. Okay. So, we have no clue actually what kind of city it is. Actually, no. 6 months before we actually moved, we came to Netherlands just to do a quick tour. Just do a quick tour because in that 3 months, it was 2012, I think. I spent 3 months only in Amsterdam. I only visited Utrecht once, and that's it. I didn't go to Hague. I didn't go to Rotterdam. Just Amsterdam. We love Amsterdam.
But then still you decided to go to The Hague.
Yes, because no, our budget, because of the financial reason,
Yeah.
Amsterdam was too expensive
Yeah.
for us to locate. So actually, I'm very happy in The Hague, but my husband still a bit dreaming of, having a small apartment in Amsterdam and walking around.
Yeah?
For me, by accident, I ended up here, but I love The Hague. I'm so happy to move to The Hague more than Amsterdam.
Why?
Why? Because it has a beach. Yeah, Scheveningen. That's something only The Hague can offer. Utrecht, Rotterdam, Amsterdam, Delft, they are all beautiful, cute cities, but one thing they cannot offer, and The Hague can, is the beach. Easy access. Yeah, and the dune, cycling along the dune.
Mm.
It's I'm it's beautiful. It's simply so special.
Would you move to Amsterdam though?
No, I don't think so.
Hmm.
Mm.
Okay, nice. I don't know, but I moved from Amsterdam to The Hague as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're Amsterdamer.
Well, I lived in Amsterdam for 15 years.
Okay. So basically, no.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah, sure, we're happy here.
Mhm.
Sometimes I do miss Amsterdam.
Mhm.
Yeah. But I keep on saying this in every episode. But I don't know. It's been like 3 years now. I've been in The Hague,
Okay.
and yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I've never been to the Zuider Park before.
Yeah, it's
It's nice,
yeah, it's nice.
nice
Yeah.
stretch.
It has a Japanese garden on the corner.
Which is open,
Always open. It's not like the one in
Klingendal,
Klingendal.
which
It's
is always
very-
closed.
Yeah, it's not nice. No, I understand the reason, but yeah, this one, the one in Zauda Park, is always fully open, and you can find many nice stuff. I think you can find like just a few weeks ago, I found a wild vegetable that I can find in Fukushima. And I
Oh, really?
yes, I collect a few of them and made a paste out of this wild vegetable and put it on my Instagram. And everybody who I know, also who live in the Netherlands, was like, what? How possible? And
A bit
one
like
fr-
home. A bit like home.
yes, it's really like home. Like even in Tokyo, you have to buy it in a supermarket. In the rural side, like where I'm coming from, in Fukushima, it's something you just pick from the mountain, and that's I can do.
Yeah.
In the Netherlands, in a Zouder Park, I was able to do the same thing, and
Nice.
it was very nice.
A
Very nice.
happy moment.
Yeah.
Huh?
And there's
Do
so
you
many-
miss home sometimes?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I miss my family,
Hmm.
parents, my sister. Yeah, I miss them.
Yeah.
And friends. But I have a family that I chose. I made by myself.
Yeah.
Like here in Netherlands, I met a very, very, very nice friend who became now my chosen family. So it's not like I'm homesick all the time, but time to time, yeah.
Yeah. Because you also addressed this we just talked about it from a previous episode with Ben, right? From Scotland, the biggest sacrifice of living
Yeah,
abroad is not
Yeah.
being close to your family. Yeah.
I totally agree with him.
Yeah.
What he said. Yeah, I feel, let's say, a bit guilty for my parents and my parents-in-law
Yeah.
because this, my husband is the only child, so our children are their only grandchildren, and they couldn't get enough chance to see them how they are
Yeah.
growing, and they're growing so fast, and I feel like I took the chance away from them to observe this whole beautiful moment. Yeah, so
But they have visited.
yeah, they visited twice.
Okay.
But yeah,
And how often do you go to Japan?
last time was about a year ago, and so like we hope we could visit once a year,
Yeah.
but the ticket price is like
Yeah.
going high, really expensive. So like once or 2 year, once or 1 year, something like that. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but we
It's
couldn't live both life. Like life is always in one place, basically. Like it's no, I try to share our life with our family in Japan by like a video call or yeah, sending a photos, update them, yeah, daily basis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That also changes, of course, your connection between your kids and the grandparents, huh? Yeah.
Mm.
I think I also realized that they say grandparents uh, play a vital role in the upbringing of children,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
for some people that's the reason why they don't leave and stay close to
Mm-hmm.
their family
Mm-hmm.
or
Yeah.
their parents,
Yeah.
aka grandparents.
Especially in Netherlands, don't you think? I see the grandparents involving a lot in raising children. They involve a lot in this country,
Hmm.
and sometimes, yeah, that makes me like I
Yeah.
wish I could have
Yeah.
that moment. That
But is it something Dutch? I don't know.
I have no idea. I only live in Japan and Netherlands.
Yeah.
That's only experience that I have. So,
Maybe
but
it's
I think
an interesting question. We're gonna ask our followers and subscribers whether involving your grandparents in the upbringing of your kids, if that's something Dutch, or is it in other countries or cultures as well?
that's not, at least that's what I didn't have in Tokyo because the family is very small. Like
Hmm.
they don't live close to each other.
Yeah.
Some of them, yes, but not. It's not that that's common.
Because your parents they live in Fukushima.
No, now I only have a father who
Okay,
lives
yes.
in Fukushima,
Yeah.
and my husband's parents live in Chiba. So when we were living in Tokyo, we anyway live a bit far to each other.
Because
Like
how far away is Tokyo from?
Fukushima,
Yeah.
like 4 hours by train, and to Chiba, like 1 hour by car.
Okay, that's okay.
Mm.
Because I also have relatives that live, say, for example, in Spain.
Mm-hmm.
You probably would maybe see each other just as much as they would live around in the same city.
Mm. Like
Well, maybe that's not entirely true, but still, sometimes you think because they live closer, you see them more often, but sometimes it's not.
yeah, maybe that's can be true.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, every time we see each other, we, you know,
Yeah.
hug the moment. We deeply enjoy. So yeah, every moment is priceless.
And how did they like it here?
Who?
Well, your mother, for example, or
They yeah they like here. They're happy for us. Especially they're happy for our children to have a chance to live in abroad, to be exposed in the world, the international. So they are basically they believe in our choice. They believe in our decision of moving to Netherlands. They automatically believe that would do good for us, for especially for our children.
because I'm interested. How did you? Because you already had three children kids before you moved here. Was it easy for them? Was it easy for you to make that decision to move because of your kids? And did they adapt well in the Netherlands?
I think they adapt very well. Luckily, I think we are lucky. Oh, and I think they work hard. I think I have three children. The oldest is now second grade of middle school, and second one is group 7. Third one is group 4. All of them go to local Dutch school.
Nice. What are the ages then?
Almost 15, 10, and 7.
Wow. 15.
Yes, 15. And they're very, very well localized, integrated, I think. After the COVID, we went to Japan. After 3 long years, we finally went to Japan for 1 month and spent a fabulous time with friends, family, ate a lot of nice foods that we are dreaming for. But when we came back, the first thing they asked me to get, the craved for was frikandel broche. They went to this, snack shop on the corner and asked for the frikandel broche. And I was like, okay, they are very well, integrated. Because I'm sorry, but frikandel broche is not my favorite. I rarely eat them. But now it becomes their comfort food. Especially after eating such a good food in Japan, like.
And then Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
They also love herring broche. For me also, like I like herring, but I just cannot. It's just strange for me to eat them with this white, fluffy bread. I can eat it with rice. I like it, but
Not, it's not nutrition at all. That little fluffy sandwich. But I'm just intrigued that your kids being so old, as you said, do you think they would move back to Japan and live there?
That's a good question. I also want to know.
Will you, at one point, go back to Japan?
I think so. I think once all my children get into the adulthood, like 20, I think I and my husband will go back and maybe to spend time with our parents. Yeah, I think that will be our future. But I don't see, especially my youngest two, now that even like language-wise, the Dutch is getting more comfortable for them to speak, especially youngest two. The oldest one can still handle a good Japanese. Like in Japan, you have to, there's more gradation. You have to change the manner of speaking depending on who you speak to, to the teacher or friends or the parents of your friends. You just have to always adjust your sentence. And my daughter can do that, but not my younger two.
But it's also about behavior, right?
Yeah, behavior-wise also. Yes. It's not just a language.
No, it's what you hear a lot. It's also from a conversation with Sayuri-san, the directness.
Dialectness.
Like the Dutch are so straight to the point.
Yes,
and perhaps Japanese they go around it.
Exactly. Right.
How are your children?
They say they're very comfortable to ask me why. And saying no, like in Japan, it can be very impolite to ask why to the senior, because
I ask why too, but I don't know how old you are, so I don't know how senior you are. Okay.
Yeah, because if the teacher or if your parents say you have to do this, you just do it. Without questioning, questioning is like something you don't trust in.
Almost disrespectful.
Almost disrespectful, but in Netherlands it's completely. It's not like that, right? You can ask why. You can say no. Right.
What's getting even worse, I think, with younger generations. less obedient.
No. But I actually wanted to have this kind of attitude. I want my children to feel comfortable asking why. So I'm very glad. But as a parent, as a mother, it's sometimes very challenging. You have to explain a lot. You have to explain. You have a good reasoning. And have a conversation. It's always about conversation, right? You have to, you don't need, in Japan, you don't need to express everything because opponent, like a listener or like person who you speak to, would understand what you mean. Like it's not my job to explain, but the opposite side will try to understand why I'm feeling this way, why I'm like not saying exactly. So you don't need to think much about who why I'm feeling this way or what I want, but I have to have a good skill to understand how other people think.
Yeah.
So it's my leader is always thinking like how other people think, not about how I think.
Yeah.
I think it's very common in Japan. But
But
here,
it is also difficult towards your kids because you also want to understand how your kid is feeling.
yeah.
So how was that for you? Like talking about your new family here in the Netherlands. By the way, if you're cold, you can grab the coffee if you want. Izumi brought some coffee.
Yes.
Yay! I don't know what's happening. Suddenly, people on the public bench are bringing tea, bringing something to drink.
You know, now we have a cherry blossom behind.
Yes, we picked a cherry blossom tree to in this Japanese theme.
But it's not a matcha, but it's coffee.
Okay, I love black coffee, so
Okay.
thank you so much.
You guys have a very good coffee.
Yeah,
Cheers.
do we say cheers? We can. Thank you for the lovely coffee.
I hope you like it.
Yeah, very nice. Maybe I was in previous episodes I looked thirsty, or maybe I looked cold. So now everybody's bringing something to drink. How you say? Arigato, right?
Arigato, yes.
Arigato.
どういたしまして。
Where were we? Sorry, apologies for the small intermezzo. And we're not gonna cut this out because that's just part of having these
Yeah, conversation.
conversations on a public bench. I'm always very, especially with such a huge cultural difference, where how you grew up. I can imagine growing up in a rural area in Japan is also different than suddenly living in Tokyo, which
That's so
is
true.
everything goes a lot is more dynamic, and I can imagine that's different. And then you decide to go abroad to Europe, which is completely different, and people treating them very straightforward. And but what about your new family here, your friends, and the friends that you made here in The Hague? Are they also Japanese? Are they mostly Dutch? Are these part of an expat community?
They are Polish. Like I have a very
You say Polish?
yeah, they're
Okay.
Polish. They also moved to Netherlands because they wanted to, and they send the children to the same school where our children went. So they're not expats. I don't have any very friends from an expat community. There is a Japanese community, but I don't have a good connection with. No, like I have a few friends, yes, but my chosen family are, I don't know why, but they're both Polish.
But do you also have Dutch friends?
Yes,
Okay.
but they live in Amsterdam,
Okay.
and yeah, here, but you know,
What do you think of expat? What are expats to you?
oh,
You're not an expat.
I don't see myself exports. Yeah, because
You're a local.
I see myself local.
Very good.
You know, they send the children to the international school, and if I send my children to the international, I would see, yeah, maybe I have a better connection, but they're all in the local. So, I don't know. I think they have a bit different life from us. They will move, eventually.
Yeah.
But we, let's say, committed to to this local life. So the different interest maybe. Yeah. So which means like different. We have different problems, different interests.
Yeah. You think other people see you as an expat?
I don't know.
You don't care. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You speak Dutch?
Yes, I do. Not a great one, but yeah. But I think speaking the local language is super important. Like if you want to feel like home. Like my Dutch is still very, very basic. But yet, I could have like a few nice conversation with, my buurvrouw or like a guy who is always standing on the street and making, the traffic, helping the traffic. I can be a friend with them. Like not really friend, but yeah, I can.
You can connect.
Yeah, I can connect. And
Same as for your husband as well?
No.
Sorry.
Here's a different story. But I mean,
Do I need to speak to him as well about his story?
maybe he will share complete different one, I guess.
Oh yeah?
I don't know. Maybe half of them are maybe same. But yeah, he still somehow because he works with Japanese company, with Japanese clients, so half of his like life is still somehow in Japan, even he's here.
He remained more Japanese.
Which is good.
You Europeanized. A little bit.
Localized.
Localized, sorry. Dutchified.
Yeah, but like in Tokyo, while we were living in Tokyo, I met many non-Japanese people. And what I observed, like I see people who try to speak Japanese have a more positive experience. And the people who say, why should I study Japanese? It's a local, it's a very minor language and we're gonna stay only a few years. Like, why should we invest such, blah, 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 and not try to speak a few, they have always they tend to be more negative. And their cultural observation is very shallow, I would say. And I thought, I don't want to, be that way. So I decided, like, okay, speaking the local language, even Dutch people can speak good English. Like, I have to, it's my side, it's my ball.
Yeah, nice. And your children, of course, speak Dutch.
Yeah,
Fluent.
quite fluent,
Yeah.
I would say. They speak like, now it's becoming a little bit my headache, because at home, I have a policy, like we have a policy that's, okay, our home language is Japanese.
Yeah.
But our sons always very easily switch to Dutch. When they fight, they always fight in Dutch.
Oh, wow.
Especially when they, like a ruzimaak.
Ruzimaak.
Ruzimaak and then altijd in Nederlands. That is a makkelijk, yeah.
And then you interfere in Japanese.
Yeah. And like my sister, like my daughter, actually,
She's the eldest?
she's oldest, yeah. 15, almost 15. She tried to like remind them, okay, like you have to speak in Japanese, like, but they're lacking a vocabulary to explain everything in details. So
It's easier. It's the Dutch has surpassed the Japanese.
True.
It's easier to them.
yeah, they have a more vocabularies in Dutch than in
Yeah.
Japanese, I guess.
Okay. So that headache is only gonna get bigger.
Yeah, if we don't do try something to change the situation. So I try to read them with them.
You want
A
to
book.
teach them
Oh.
Japanese.
Yeah, to teach them Japanese.
Every Sunday there's Japanese class.
No, actually I sent my youngest to Japanese school, Saturday school in Rotterdam. He hated it. He didn't like it. So after one semester he said, I don't want to go anymore. And actually, I also like didn't like it very much. This idea of going to school on a Saturday, every Saturday, you have to make a lunchbox, wake up at 8 o'clock, and drive to the Rotterdam. It takes 30 minutes. Like, it's not a weekend. So I was actually happy when my son said, no, I don't go anymore. I said, okay, if it's your decision, let's quit. I, respect your decision.
And you, but beyond language, do you continue, I don't know, celebrating traditions, Japanese traditions throughout the year?
Yeah.
That remains.
Yes. For instance, the food we eat, the home food is Japanese mostly.
Okay.
We eat rice every day.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Every day. So, like my diet, food culture remains very, very Japanese, and I like the discipline. So, like I try to keep, the house rules, like house reiho, more to Japanese way. Yeah.
Whereas whenever they step out of the front door, it's a complete different.
Yeah.
I mean, but in general, it's not just within your home. I mean, there's so many cultures that are very different from the Dutch culture that are lived that way. I think.
Yeah. But it was very interesting. Like the other day, I asked my youngest the meaning of like a Dutch word. I was reading something. It's familiar word, but I forgot the meaning. It was onbeleefd.
Yeah.
So like a rude, right?
Yeah.
And I asked my son was sitting across the table in front of me. So I asked my son, who is 7, hey, like what is the meaning of the onbeleefd? Give me and he gave me an example. Like, okay, that's something like you eat sushi, and like you dip the sushi in a bowl of shoyu. He said soya sauce, or eat a pasta with ketchup in Italy. And I was like, is that the meaning of onbeleefd? Like, and then I checked Google Translation. And I heard, okay, it's true. But I was still like, the example he gave to me. And then his older brother joined the conversation. And he said, yeah, it's like sticking the chopstick into the sushi. That's unbelievable. Or like cutting a pasta with scissors is unbelievable. So they understand, it's cultural, the believed, unbelieved. It's cultural values they understand. And for me, like my understanding of unbelieved is only, something you shouldn't do. But the things you shouldn't do is differ by culture to culture, right? But somehow I have like a mindset that it's universal, or like my unbelieved should apply to everyone. Like everyone should, behave accordingly to my standard or whatever.
Yeah, values.
Yeah, values.
Yeah.
But they I was impressed that they understand it different. They understand it's different by culture to culture, and it's okay that way.
Well, it's funny because the word believed and unbelieved has, in its meaning, not directly something to do with culture.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody can not stop for you on a zebra crossing, which is also unbelieved.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think what's nice is that your children are using cultural examples
Yes.
to point out that difference.
Yes.
So they really know or value Japanese culture, or at least habits, or they for that matter, they will never cut their pasta with scissors. or eat pasta with ketchup.
No, that's no.
That's actually funny because you said sushi. I watched television and somebody cut their sushi in half with the
Really?
scissor, like with eating it with scissor and
Yeah.
knife, with a knife and a fork. Sorry. Yeah, yeah. And then the other one responded saying, "I've never seen somebody cut their sushi." Because they could
In
not eat
Japan.
with a chopstick. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so this is interesting that how you try to preserve, of course, what you brought up with yourself, your culture, and at the same time, it's also difficult to stop other culture to come in and take over.
Yeah.
Can imagine that could be very difficult.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever read a book called Cultural Map? It's well known, right? And it's
Well, let's put it that way. I have it, but I have never finished the book.
okay. Good.
Have you read it?
Yeah. And they compare the many culture, right? Many country, especially in business setting, and they have many graphics comparing the culture in many matrix, like many aspects, and often Japan and Netherlands is the positioning completely opposite side. Always, mostly. So even after 5 years, like, I get a cultural shock daily basis, and that's refreshing. I like, mostly it's positive experience. Like, it's challenging.
It's a positive culture shock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, let's say it's challenging sometimes, and it's harsh sometimes, but still, like, it opens my eyes and, like, find my assumption and my, like, unrecognized mindset that kind of control my feelings or my emotion. And it's not good or bad, but I think it's very refreshing to find those things. Yeah, I really like. I see it's positive. Yeah, as a positive experience.
Because you do feel like home here.
Yeah, I do. I have a home in Japan too, but this is my home. Yeah.
Despite the opposite culture.
Yes. Somehow it's strange, but despite the difference, I feel here, The Hague, very my home.
Well, sometimes I tend to say, I mean, sometimes people are seeking for in what ways we're different, but at the same time we're also looking into in what things are we alike. But also being different makes us also more appreciate
Yes.
the differences.
Yeah.
Because we don't have to be always alike or same.
No. And, like, in Netherlands, I think it's also comparison to my homeland, Japan. Like, there's more space for and time for individual. Like, I mean, you can be yourself despite your, like, label, like your position, in a company, or if you're mother or father or brother, sister, it doesn't matter. You can be yourself. Like, you're allowed to be yourself.
Here, you mean?
Here,
Yeah.
like, Japan is more like a group society.
Yeah.
So you as an individual comes much.
Seconds.
Yeah. Second, more it's about harmony is more important.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, but same time, like, it's difficult sometimes.
But we could use more of that though in this society.
Yes, I think it's that if you mix Japan and Netherlands and
Yeah.
and make it half, it's
Yeah.
perfect. Even the negative things about living in Netherlands is, I often find it's about health, like a health, not insurance, but I mean
Healthcare.
healthcare program system.
Mhm.
Like I sometimes feel that they don't take me seriously. Like they just give me a paracetamol, and it's a typical thing, right? I think every non-Dutch people say like paracetamol. It's true. It's they give me always
Which is
paracetamol.
which is aspirin, or
Yeah.
looks like, yeah.
Yeah, but in other hand, in Japan, the doctor gives you medicine very easily, not a big dose, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's really service industry.
You almost feel taken seriously instead of just be sent away with paracetamol. Yeah.
So, but like I think it's also another problem. We also have a problem with that in Japan, like because then the system is the doctor and nurses are too busy because you have to take care of them. Every case is very seriously, and it's impossible because there's gradation you have to, you have to judge.
Mhm.
But in Japan, it's like, it's no, you cannot. You have to take everything equally. Like you have to take care of them equally. But here, like, you know, they just pick only the only serious cases, I guess. And mostly, I think it's fine that way, being that way. But yeah, when you
Yeah.
are sick, when you are sick and weak and be treated like that, makes you feel like
I get it. I mean, sometimes I also have the feeling that healthcare here is only here to cure you and not so much to prevent it.
no.
Yeah.
Right? It's funny. I think it's interesting. Like
But about these differences, I actually had this conversation with the other day about living in this very individual society versus the more collective one in Asia, I think, in general,
Yeah, in
not
general, I
not
guess.
only Japan,
No.
but if I hear stories about you can leave your bike unlocked in Shibuya and you come back from groceries and it's still there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that would not happen here.
No.
And I would have, but also this is also, I think, something that people in schools or governments, or I don't know, even on your kitchen table, we could make it our maybe job to bring in more collectivity. Yeah, like treat others like how you would like to be treated. And what I see around myself here, it's getting a bit aggressive, harsh, hard, and it's not necessary.
No. I also like in Japan, the kids learn to clean the spaces, like at school, the classroom by themselves.
Hmm.
It's not outsourced. Like even the lunch catering, they have to like serve by themselves. They taking roles but they learn to respect
Yeah.
the public spaces, but also like the collective spaces.
Something
And
like that would be amazing around
Yes,
here.
I think this is very good things about Japanese education system. Clean by themselves, like serve by themselves. So always they think about others.
Does it happen at the public school of your children here?
No.
Nope.
No. I have to teach at home. Be
I like
respectful.
that whole teaching at home. It's good. Izumi, I think because we could dedicate an entire new episode to how to the bringing up our children and making them clean up public
Yeah.
spaces.
Do you have children?
Actually do.
Sorry.
No worries. I have a daughter of 20 months.
Okay, 20 months.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow.
She's
Congratulations.
now cleaning up the public space.
No.
Well, she first has to learn how to clean up her own toys. That's step one, and
Mhm.
then see what's what's possible next. Yeah. At the end of every episode, um, I always ask my fellow bench sitter to share a tip, an advice, a wisdom. So if you don't get stuck in your cough, and
Sorry.
no worries, would like to share some final words. Then we have to close off this episode. My coffee's empty,
Mine
so
is
now
too.
we have to
Yeah, it's
stop the
pretty
interview. For everyone watching and listening, thanks for your support, and it would mean the world if you could follow and subscribe to this channel, so we can reach more people like Izumi found this channel, and that brings us to this session. So I'm very grateful for that again. Izumi, thanks very much
No, thank you.
for this very super interesting conversation about cultures and having children in different cultures and countries, and the willingness to share this story with you, because who knows, it could
Yeah,
inspire
who
someone
knows?
else. Yeah.
Yes.
You have something you want to share?
I don't know.
Could be short.
Oh, too short.
Can be short.
Okay. Netherlands is a great country to raise small children because they can take time as long as they want to pick the ice cream flavor. So that I really appreciate about. They can take time and
With whatever they want.
yes, that's great things about Netherlands.
Another final insight. I did not even know that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Arigato. And guys, wishing you all a beautiful day, and talk to you soon. All the best. Ciao.